Welcome to Softcore History.
Welcome back to Softcore History. I'm your host for the week, Dan Regester. And I am joined, as always, by Jake Goldman and Rob Fox.
Hi.
Beep, 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 beep.
And we got a special guest today. The one, the only, the highly talented, Jessie Wiseman.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited for our banter.
Yes, good banter.
Should we start now?
Yes.
banter.
We don't have a topic this week. It's just solely a roast of Jake Goldman.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why I brought you on the pod.
I'm in.
What is dead may never die. Roast away. My self-confidence is 0.
Well,
Wow.
let's just get into it.
It was just too sad.
Yeah, now it's like kicking a fucking dead horse.
He did that on purpose.
I always think like the thing that's the most
Damn.
It's just going anyway.
the thing
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the,
he's like, actually,
the thing that's the
I'm
most
good with it.
pathetic about Jake is how he got this new job at and like his
You can't say my job on the thing.
the stuff
On
he says
thing.
about his bosses is like really mean, but it's not creative.
I'll
And I'm
bleep
always
it
like,
out.
Ugh, shut
Okay.
up.
Thank you.
He'll forget to bleep it out.
Honestly, it probably won't matter. It's probably one of those jobs where it's like they would enjoy
Yeah,
the show.
Yeah.
Your other job, not so much.
No.
No, that's probably why you lost your job.
Well, we're just doing it all not on the Patreon today.
Yep,
okay?
it's called a roast.
That's what
Doesn't
happens
have
when
to be
you're-
funny.
That's what happens when
It
you're
can just
drunker
be
for the
mean.
main show than the
I thought of a
Patreon.
good insult for a large person the other day. It was that boy so big he cast a shadow at noon.
Oh.
Wow.
It's a
Now
very,
that's a thinker.
Yeah.
that's a Texas roast. I feel like Texas has some like good manner or like
Yeah.
euphemisms or whatever you call colloquialisms.
Boy
I
so
guess.
fat he cast a shadow at noon.
Yeah, like shit like that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I like
good.
that.
Yeah,
I do like that's folksy.
yeah. I like folksy burns.
Yeah.
Cause I'm a fucking cuck.
What?
I'm a emo.
Okay, so here's my trick. So I just stay silent, and then he starts roasting himself.
Right. Anything
No
we
one will roast
say.
me
He's like,
better
because
than
I'm
me.
a fucking cuck.
No one will roast me better than me at this place.
If you just stay
be in my
silent,
head.
he'll say it himself. Sorry,
the
Dan.
self-defense mechanism you have of just being like, you can't hurt me.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead and roast me the same way my dad
I know it
always
hurts you.
used to do.
I know it cuts to your core.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Yeah, no, I would just put on the dress immediately in the locker room and run around and get made fun of.
It's like
no,
when I
look at
walked
me,
in-
I am
You
a
can't
bitch.
haze me.
I'm the same way. Like I walked in and you're like, oh, you shaved. Okay.
Yeah,
Nobody said anything to you.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care.
You were
Actually, that's
bummed
the biggest
that
insult you
nobody
can give Dan. That's the biggest insult to Dan.
Yes.
No one noticed.
No one
Yeah.
noticed.
And he keeps trying to be like, oh, everyone was so pissed. And
Yeah.
you're like, by the way, I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no one noticed and no one said anything to you. And I bet that's worse.
That's what is way worse. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite burns I heard, Will at work one time when we were all working together came in. He shaved his face, and I think it was Cisco or someone was like, "Man, you look like a recovering alcoholic." It was just like, "Oh shit!" But that's how freshly shaved people look sometimes when they go
It's
from having a beard
really
to.
bold. I mean, you must not have any anxiety whatsoever to do that.
To completely shave your face.
But to completely shave your face and walk in like
No, I
like
like to
if
change
you've
it
had
up.
like
Yeah.
facial hair for a long time,
and then
right?
just shave it.
At some point, you just can't shave it.
It's like a girl
Kids
walking
freak
in
out
with a
about it.
fucking bob.
Yeah.
Like that takes some fucking balls.
Yeah.
Rob,
Just
can
be
you
like,
grow a beard?
oh,
I can go
can't grow a
mustache. I
beard,
can
no.
go
Okay.
beard.
I don't think I've ever seen you with facial hair.
I can't grow a beard or a mustache. I mean, I'll get like dirt on there, but that's it.
my gosh.
Do you just
Yeah.
shave every morning?
I could
bet
see
me
that you could.
I could see you never shaving. Like that's just your face.
Yeah, it's not far off.
You
I
guys
mean, I
need
have
to
to
do
shave once every
some
couple
kind
of
of
days.
bet where you have to grow whatever
Just
the
leave it?
mustache.
Oh no!
is.
It's us looking like shit with Dan the magic beard over
That's
there.
horrible.
Like,
But that's why you lost the bet, right?
Right.
So
like I
Bob
could lose
loses.
a bet and get mutton chops or something.
oh,
Yeah, right. It would just
No,
look fucking
that's
more
not
awesome.
That's not equivalent.
No,
Yeah,
because you could still
exactly.
grow them. Like
Yeah.
if I had to grow mutton chops, they would be the patchiest, like grainiest mutton chops.
My mutton
I should-
chops
I
look
should
good.
Actually,
No, but here's the thing, though. You with mutton chops, it would just be like, oh, Austin, ha ha ha, he's a weirdo.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one would
Oh,
care.
Yeah, you're
Wolverine.
just
But
like
like
a
me
unicycle
with
to
my
work.
fucking like fresh
That
out of
would
the
be
forest
a-
child molester
that
fucking
would be a
facial hair.
true bet lost,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be brutal.
Not like, oh, I lost a bet.
Like I don't need my children to be scared of me.
Yeah. I should
already
have
are.
to get the curlies.
Oh my
the-
God.
The-
Love that you're I mean, these
Yeah.
are things that you guys need to do.
But what would we bet on?
You guys like the sports?
Yeah, but
Huh?
we would have to be history related.
The sports. Yes, we will
Yeah.
bet on the
You
We
know.
will place a wager on the sports
Yes.
today.
I don't know what it is, but
I'm actually riding high from bet today.
Oh,
yeah,
cool, Dan.
from
Yeah.
golf.
Want a golf bet?
I was very
I don't, start,
happy.
I don't start betting until college football season starts.
Yeah, you want to hear about my bets, man? No.
No, you got a whole
Today,
show for
actually, we're going to cover a topic that's not, covered by the mainstream.
People probably haven't even heard of it.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of memes
There's definitely
lately
not a 2
for
VHS.
some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just stepped all over you.
No. This is what it's going to be.
I'm sorry. No, that was rude of me.
This is what it's going to be.
Yeah, today we're talking about the little-known vessel named the Titanic.
Oh, the Titanic.
The what? Wannick? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking Titanic today.
What?
There's definitely not
Like
a
the
2
movie?
VHS
Where you
for
go?
it.
Did you just watch like the DVD behind the scenes?
I've never actually
Was that
seen it
real?
in full.
You haven't?
I've never seen
You've never
Titanic in full.
watched Titanic all the way through?
It came
the
out in
real
what,
story.
96?
Yeah.
Yeah.
97.
Yeah, it was 5.
Have you seen the car fuck?
I've seen the tits.
Have you seen the boob? The boob. It's not tits. It's not plural. It's one boob.
It's
one
one
boob.
boob. Yeah.
One boob. The
It
car
is-
fuck. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's is it Draw Me Like a French Girl or
Draw
Draw
me
me
like one of your French girls.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only thing I really remember.
By the way, this is what I'm talking about. There's a resurgence of the weird memes
Yeah.
from it. Are you guys getting it too, or is it just my old lady fucking algorithm?
Draw Me Like One of Your French Girls has been around for a couple of
Yeah.
years.
But I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot of it right now,
you see a
and
lot
then
of
I'm seeing.
her throwing the thing into the ocean. Like I've seen a lot of those.
What is this
like-
on
Yeah.
Facebook? Is this with like the Minion Moms and?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not
Minion
on Facebook,
Moms is such
but
a good thing.
such a good thing.
Hopefully you're not there yet, Jesse.
I'm not on Facebook. but-
You're not a Minion Mom.
No, what is
Okay.
this?
The moms that just share
You know
the
what
Minion
minions
memes.
are, right?
It's only Minion memes.
Yeah.
Only Minion memes.
Moms love
Kill
Minions.
me when.
I'm in a
Yep.
I'm in a Facebook group called Bluey Memes. You know Bluey?
yeah,
I love Bluey.
but it's like dirty bluey memes.
No, it's like just it ranges from dirty to clean, but it's just Bluey memes.
I actually
love
love
it.
Caillou memes. Caillou?
Don't know it. Is it some kind of?
Caillou?
Is it an
just a
anime?
bald child.
Caillou, yeah.
That little bald-headed fuck kid that's like
Like
everyone
off-brand Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
hates.
okay.
Fucking dollar store Charlie Brown.
Yeah, there's
Like
actually
you go to China and it's like Chuckle Brone. You know what I mean?
Wish version Chuckle Brown.
Yeah.
it's a show that like teaches kids to whine.
Yeah.
The kid is the whiniest kid on earth.
That's a new thing.
Oh,
that
and
I'm
parents
trying to
hate it.
cut down on.
Parents, the two shows I hear parents hate the most are Callaloo and Coco Melon.
Coco Melon's the worst.
Coco Melon's just like a seizure fucking factory, I feel like.
No, I mean, yeah, basically, it's kind of like a Pavlov situation, where like it just trains them to literally when they hear it's like everything's very like the song I think was
Yeah.
made specifically to like make kids do a certain thing.
Oh, there's
the,
cues.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's I think the weirdness of it. Like as soon as they hear it, it's like
Does it also train you to enjoy it?
you
Eventually,
enjoy that
does
your
it break you
kid
down?
is zoning out on something.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're teaching kids to disassociate.
Yes.
Great.
And like at the drop of
And
like
look, there's times where you're like, oh yes, he's just staring at the
Exactly
fucking TV.
right.
That's fucking awesome.
and that's what they bank on.
Yeah.
So they do the musical cue, the kid zones out, sits there, and then the parents are okay with it, and then they continue to send the messages
Right.
and do the weird little dings that like make them
Raising
think
a
a certain thing. It's
raising a
fucking
free
great.
You can
range
get your tinfoil
child
hat out. for
sounds.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like doing your kid free range, it sounds nice. Like that's what I'm gonna do.
Sure.
I'll never have a screen at the restaurant table, or
You will.
learn. He's gonna talk and learn to be
No,
a
you will.
human. Yeah, you fucking
You will because you know what? You want to fucking sit at the table
Yeah.
with your friend and have a fucking drink.
Yeah.
That's why you do the screen.
Right.
And at a certain point, you just go, like the Patreon episode, we can't throw the kid off the thing, right?
No.
So you have to give him the screen.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing.
Yeah, and if you want to learn what Jesse's talking about, check out our Patreon.
Yes.
Blammo.
Patreon.com/softcore history. It's fucking fantastic.
We got it for both the sods.
The sods. I love that you call them sods.
Yeah, sods.
We're fucking
hate
chill
that.
here. This isn't a mid podcast.
Yeah, we don't say like
We're
pods.
busting for real.
Yeah.
No
Oh my
cap.
God. You go now. You talk now.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the Titanic today.
Little known.
Little known vessel. Ship. But we're going to talk about things that are lesser known to the, I guess, population.
Okay.
And try not to go down the Q rabbit hole. Because, this...
Is that a possibility here? Like what?
How many
Is there
degrees
that much of a conspiracy?
are
with
we
it?
away from blaming Jews for the Titanic right now?
Well, Goldberg, Silverberg, Iceberg,
Yeah. Well, I think it
Listen.
was like
There's going to be one mention of J.P. Morgan, and we're just going to breeze through it.
I'm glad that tickled you.
That fucking killed me.
the bird
Did
of
that
it
give
all.
you the vapors? You haven't heard that one?
No.
That's a classic juju.
Oh, fuck. That's fantastic.
yeah.
And as a recently discovered Jew,
Yeah, I know. I
I'm offended.
wish.
Jew.
yeah.
But
Doesn't
you guys
make
just
sense
have
to
so
me.
much more fun, huh?
Juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're killing it.
I mean, you do.
Yeah, look at Woody Allen having the time of his life and his
Since
stepdaughter.
the dawn of time, you guys have been having the best time.
You got to diffuse situations where people want to exterminate you constantly.
Certainly the longest
bump.
losing streak of hide and seek on Earth.
Road bump. But yeah.
So back to the Titanic. Did you guys know it was on fire the entire time?
What?
Because of its coal engines.
So weeks before setting off to sea, a fire
So
started.
no, not the.
A fire started in the ship's coal bunkers.
Okay.
Now, these bunkers were designed to contain coal fires, but only to a certain point before it could be a potential problem. The metal had weakened because of an ongoing fire in the ship's hull. The fire burned at temperatures of over 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 weeks prior to the ship's departure.
Oh, so it was just sitting in port on fire.
Yes.
Sick.
And they knew it.
Yes.
And they left anyway.
It's just a ship from hell
There
already.
was too many things in play. They had to just go.
So White Star Line, who owned the ship,
Yeah.
their managing director, Bruce Ismay, alleges the ship's owner, J.P. Morgan, forced the crew to set sail at full speed to reach New York, unload the passengers, and deal with the potential disastrous fire after,
So they had to get there faster because the boat was on fire.
which was also a giant problem. And we'll get to that.
What, getting there faster?
Going faster.
Well, yeah, that they, by the way, discuss in the film. They're like, if we go fast, we're
Right.
going to hit an iceberg.
And we'll talk about the captain.
Okay.
Yeah. So Morgan also initially was scheduled to be on the boat and pulled out last minute. This is kind of where the Q conspiracy rabbit holes go. We're not going to touch those.
Do you think it was because he knew it was on fire that he didn't get on the boat?
That might be a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was other what? There was like 3 other
There was the Britannica?
the richest people in the world, all central baking.
Yeah, there were a
People.
bunch of people that were supposed to be on it, and there were a bunch
But
of people
there
that
was
were
a bunch
on
that
it.
were.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in his world of like the J.P. Morgan,
He was
whatever,
taking out his competition.
He was the
That's
only one
The
the
allegation.
theory.
that
yeah.
wasn't
Okay.
on there.
Did they die?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of them did.
Sick.
He was in the game.
JP Morgan's definitely in the game.
He was in the
He's
game.
still in
But
the
you
game.
can see how that could be a conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like
That's-
at that time too, central baking.
Yeah, it adds
whatever,
up.
was like,
By definition, if you plan to murder your competition, that is a conspiracy.
you put them all on a luxury liner, make them seem like, tell them that
fanciest
like
one.
this is the best. Every rich person is doing that.
By the way, can
They
you
go on it. He doesn't go.
Do you think it was actually better back then than it is now? Because you and I are noted cruise haters.
Yes.
Fuck
We would have never gone.
Cruises are gross, but that's the only thing you could do back then. You couldn't take a plane. So I wonder if it was actually of higher quality.
I'm sure it was.
Or
Even the movies were.
Yeah. So it was 882 feet, 9 inches long, 141 feet high. The giant vessel cost $7.5 million to build in the early 20th century, which would equate to $183.4 million today.
That doesn't sound that bad.
It's not bad at all.
No. We know for certain that 2 workers died during the construction of the ship.
That's actually low. That sounds low.
at
Samuel
that time,
Joseph
people were dying all the
Scott.
time.
Yeah, honestly, like at that point, you should be happy you're not getting welded into the ship. Like, you know
Seriously.
the Philadelphia experiment,
Where
fake
they-
pictures
Yeah.
where a guy's just halfway through?
Yeah.
Those pictures aren't fake. That's just from the construction of any boat.
Or just the
prior to
building
World
of
War
the
II.
current day World Cup
Yeah,
facilities in Qatar. Yeah.
or whatever they call it. Yeah.
Is it Cutter?
I think I've heard both.
Yeah,
I think that's not necessarily
we're
like
not. Cutter.
It's Qatar. Like,
It
come on.
can't. We can't do. What was the thing? What was the Ukraine thing where I was just like, I've been saying it.
The Ukraine?
Oh, no.
no,
No.
Kyiv city.
Kyiv.
Kyiv instead
Or
of Kiev.
Kyiv. Or
Oh, it's Kiev.
Yeah, I've heard Kiev
I've been
my
saying
entire
it
life.
that way.
Yeah, it's-
forever. And then
fucking
they
Kiev. Who cares?
they were saying Kyiv like
is that a Bernstein
Kambuka.
Bears
Right.
situation? Or?
Yeah.
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 No, I feel like CNN changes the pronunciation of cities just to like be like, you've been saying
Because
it
They're
wrong."
really-
gaslighting us,
Yeah.
brother.
No, it is. It like takes us off our.
No, what it really is, it's just some
Our horse a little
It's just
bit.
some asshole who, in English it's Kiev. You see it, you pronounce it like
Yes.
English Kiev. But there's always like one asshole that's like, yeah, I'd like a shot of tequila.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought it was more like that.
It
but
is
I
like-
was
that's
just
what-
like,
oh, that's what's
Tostad.
happening.
I got a whole lecture about it when I pronounced Chile.
Oh yeah, we did dunk on him for that.
I
For
say
Chile?
Chile.
He kept calling it Chile.
I call it
Instead of
Chile.
country, the nation.
instead of
Instead of
chili.
chili.
I call it Chile
Why?
because it's Chile.
It's Chile. You can just call it
But
Chile.
that's not. That's like if you're from there.
Listen,
You're from here.
Do you call it Mexico?
no,
Yeah.
Mexico.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same
But
thing.
you can pronounce Chile. Like, if you look at the word,
Do you say guacamole?
no, I don't. If you look at the word chili for chili, it looks like it would be pronounced Chile.
Disagree.
There is not a long E. It's not an EE or an LLY. It's an ILE, Chile.
I will only call it Chile from now on.
Child. Actually, that's a
That's
much
really
better
good.
argument,
That's
actually.
really
Yeah,
good.
that's good. Okay.
So Samuel Joseph Scott, 15, fell from a ladder and fatally fractured his skull.
Well, first off, no 15-year-old building the Titanic deserves to survive building the Titanic.
You should never see
Right.
it completed.
Like, yeah,
I
oh,
can't
the
believe we
15
even know his name.
The
by
15,
the way.
right?
Seriously.
Unnamed orphan is
Yeah.
what his fucking name is.
Unmarked
Other
grave.
unnamed orphan, James Dobbins, was squashed by timber that fell while transporting the Titanic from the shipyard to the dock where
How
it was
old?
launched. They didn't give an age, but he was in his teens.
Yeah. Yeah.
But kind of back to your point, the interior of the Titanic was modeled after the Ritz Hotel,
Oh.
aiming to convey the aura of a floating hotel.
Right. Whereas now the inside of cruise ships are more or less usually modeled after a Tommy Bahama restaurant.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
it looks like a mafia guy threw up on a island drink.
Yeah.
It's like gold and fucking garbage.
Like the TFM cruise that we went on, man, like it was a nice cruise ship for sure, but it's still, the problem is just like, no matter what you do, it's still a boat.
But they're catering to the tastes of the people.
Like, go on.
They go
Gonna
on it.
be on it,
'Cause,
right?
Let's be honest, that crowd was not a TFM crowd.
That crowd was rough.
We did a Drinking Bros cruise, and same thing.
I went
It's
on
not.
I went on a bachelor party one time.
On a cruise?
On a cruise, yeah. A buddy of mine wanted to go.
Was this
inside.
college, I hope?
It was right after college. It was like 2015.
That's when you should cruise.
Yeah, but like, so I was, no, it wasn't 2015. I was already engaged at this point. So, or I was about to be engaged. Either way, I'd been dating Katie for a while. So I go on this cruise and like, this guy's like, "You boys are on this cruise by yourself without your girlfriends and wives?" We're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, I could never do that. My wife wouldn't. I'd just be getting after it." It's like, dude, look around.
Would you?
It's like,
He
look
sounds,
around.
he
would,
sounds
dude.
fucking 60 for one.
No, he's like 40. He was definitely a dude with like a Punisher tat and like,
Yeah.
just like crushing it. Sorry, Dan. But
They would like a cruise,
Is that what you're thinking for your next
Four?
tat?
Punisher tat for
Yeah.
sure.
like a 4 in real life on a cruise
Yeah.
is like a 10.
Oh,
And
1000%.
they're killing it.
Yeah, no, I think cruises
They
are
go there-
probably where ugly people go to get like treated like royalty.
Yeah, and threesomes, huge on cruises.
Really?
Yeah,
Actually, that's
Don't
true
know
too.
why.
There were these two dudes.
Yes.
International waters.
it's something with like the,
They're-
whatever the
Same with
different
festivals.
bunks.
But festivals usually have a better looking crowd.
There's not as many places to go festival style. I think with the
Fair.
cruise, you can go right up to your
Camping
little
festivals.
cabin,
Yeah,
I think all
back down to the bar.
college cruise was great. You bang like crazy on a college cruise. It's
Spring
awesome.
break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
that's
Well,
what
it's
ours
a
was, but it was
different crowd.
Ours was a spring break cruise, but it was like mostly not college kids.
It was 30-year-olds.
that's creepy.
I would call it like 26 to 30 was a huge part of that. I met college kids on there. We partied with them. They gave me lines of Adderall and shit like that. Like
Great
those
college.
kids were cute. They were like Canadian though. It was weird.
Yeah,
Also,
Canadians are weird.
cruising ages you, so they were 26, but they were like a cruise, like
30.
40. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's just cruises are fucking
Yeah, it's like fight miles for UFC.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like Vicente Luque. He's not that old, but
yeah, but it's been hard. It's hard living.
sure.
He's had his face worked
It's
on.
weathered.
it is, especially last night. Jeff Neal worked in. Either way, only 3 of the Titanic 4 funnels were functional. The 4th was a dummy installed to make the ship look more beautiful.
Oh,
and
you talking about
symmetric.
the smoke stacks?
Smokestacks that go up, yeah. The forestack functioned mainly as an air vent and added some symmetry to the ship's overall look. There were over 20,000 bottles of beer, 1,500 bottles of wine stocked on the ship, and 8,000 cigars on board.
That doesn't sound like enough cigars.
It doesn't sound like enough of anything. How many people were on the boat?
It was a little over 2,000.
That's not
Close
enough.
to
That's
3, yeah.
no. I mean, assuming I guess the
But these are for the first class.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Irish
so
those
there's
Irish
a bunch
fucks.
that are under that don't
Yeah.
get shit.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Right.
that.
Probably.
The last supper served to the first class passengers was an 11-course meal. The menu consisted of hors d'oeuvres like oysters, main courses like filet mignon, and desserts like chocolate and vanilla eclairs. So, they at least had a good last meal before it went down.
Right. Now they did. They
Right.
did.
Yeah.
They
The
did.
rest
First class
The
did.
rest ate raw potatoes.
Yeah, and you probably don't know this, but like, what was I think like the amount of the elite like cabin was very small, right?
It was, yeah,
And
it's
most people were
very small percent. It's like, 1%.
It's the
in
1%.
America.
Yeah.
It was 1%. Got it. Okay.
Shit don't
1% of
change.
3,000.
Shit don't change.
There's
And by the way,
yeah.
most of the people who died on the Titanic, red-haired.
So true.
Yeah, that's
You
a
gotta-
reference
Actually,
to
a
our
lot
future
of
Patreon
the-
episode.
Yeah, you
A
gotta
lot
listen
of
to
the
Patreon.
top level though did die. Weirdly.
Yeah, because at one point, obviously, when the ships are going down, it's women and children first. And it was at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with women and children first is like,
Fuck
all
that,
right, the
right?
children, sure, but like the women, like who, like really, like some Irish lady who's just gonna go be a maid,
Right.
gets on the boat over like a guy running a bank. I gotta be honest. That
Look.
guy, a lot of people work for him. There's jobs at stake. You never
It's
know.
to a
Yeah, but can he
value
make a baby?
of the future,
Yeah,
And I'm an ally, obviously, to you guys, but that
You
was
are.
fucked up, Bob.
I'm just saying. I mean, I guess you don't want
Because I think it's the women with the
yeah,
women
you don't want a
with
bunch
the
of
children.
orphans, I guess.
Like, yeah, like when it's life or death, like chivalry, let's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, just because you're a woman. Kids, sure. The mom of the kid, fine.
Yeah. Random single woman?
oh,
I mean,
No.
right from the bottom of the ship
Yeah. What?
over like these millionaire central bankers.
Yeah.
I mean, and fuck the
Sorry.
bankers. There was a man on the ship, or should have been on the ship, that changed the American chocolate industry forever.
Mr. Hershey?
Milton Hershey was supposed to be on the ship,
Uh-oh.
but last minute pulled
Thank
out.
God.
JP Morgan gave him a heads up. He's like, hey, man,
Yeah.
keep making them bars.
Keep making them.
I mean, you
sweet,
joke.
sweet bars.
Yeah.
You joke.
JP Morgan, he's just a chocoholic.
Let's talk about the richest people in the world right now.
What? We're talking like,
JP and Hershey. I mean, but yeah.
yeah.
Bezos. No, that was. I don't think that. I think that was a little bit too in the future.
Oh,
Yeah.
I you mean right now is in 1912.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's in the game in there?
All these people are in the game. That's
Anyone
the
in the
problem.
cabin,
Too many
man.
people in the game.
Yeah,
many
you
people
got to
in the
thin the
game.
herd in the
There's
game.
the-
You're
Yeah.
literally taking the game down.
I
I
think
didn't
this
want to
is
go down
all-
these Q rabbit holes. But
This
here we are.
this sounds like a good plot for like a Kingsman movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Kingsman at sea, Titanic,
Umbrella. turns into
Rasputin
a
somehow
sword.
on the boat.
Businessman.
Yeah.
Oh, the businessman.
If you kill
The
just enough businessmen
bankerman.
that you can get World War I to go down.
Yeah.
Well, think about it from a poker perspective. You throw more money in a pot just if you have a decent hand, just to get people that might have a random good hand out of it, right? You got to thin the herd to better your odds,
You want to scare off the people who might have like a pair.
or chasing a straight or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, so you want to get rid of them, and that's the game, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes you got to blow up a fucking ship,
Yeah.
run it into an
Light it on
iceberg.
fire, let it die in the Atlantic,
Yeah,
and then I don't know, profit off of World War I, which I assume J.P. Morgan made quite a bit of money after World War I ended and the American economy became the most stable, and
Probably made a lot of money off this for insurance.
yeah.
this is child's play.
Well, this wasn't the
compared
Titanic, right?
What?
This wasn't the Titanic, was it?
to- what, the insurance money?
No, the Titanic. The boat named the Titanic wasn't the Titanic. It was an older boat, wasn't it? Or like, wasn't there
I
something?
don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
there's,
Oh, okay.
there-
So they made what? They
there,
made
there was like
three
two
at one time.
There was like three ships, right? And
the
like
Olympia.
the Titanic was one. They were like, oh, it's
Yeah.
already fucked. We're sinking it for insurance money. They switched the boat names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's something like that.
There was a surviving coal stoker, Jay Dilly. His perspective on how serious the fire was We didn't get that fire out, and among the stokers, there was talk that we'd have to empty the big coal bunkers after we'd put the passengers off in New York and then call the fire boats there to help us put the fire out. So they couldn't do it themselves.
Right. So they knew as well. They're like, oh my God, this boat is just on fucking fire.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks before the fucking
Yeah.
ship went off.
They're just like, doesn't seem right.
It's like literally a dumpster fire.
Not ideal.
It's not going out.
Although to be fair, it's on water.
Yeah, to be
So-
fair,
Yeah.
that didn't have to be necessary because Dilly claimed the fires were extinguished after the iceberg ripped through the hole. So, obviously,
Plan took care of itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another weird little tidbit here. There was a journalist who wrote a short story 20 years prior, and he ironically lost his life on the boat.
But he wrote a short story about a boat hitting an iceberg, right?
Yep. So
like
in-
a super unsinkable boat.
Yeah, so-
Called the Titan.
It was called the Titan, yeah, right?
He wrote two different short stories. One in 1886,
This
journalist
guy's a real sink porn. type of
William
guy.
T. Stead wrote a fictional story about an Atlantic mail steamer sinking after a collision with most of the passengers drowning due to a lack of lifeboats
Perfect.
And he wrote about that?
in 1886. Steed intended the story to draw attention to the lax nautical regulations, which generally did not require ships to carry enough lifeboats for everyone on board.
Well, yeah. They were enough for the people they needed them for.
Right.
They weren't like banking on
Yeah.
this thing happening and then like having to let the other people from below get off.
Let me just say,
first.
if
they were
this
not
is-
even thinking about that.
Yeah, if this is how you sound asking for room on a lifeboat, you're not allowed on a lifeboat. How much room's left on the lifeboat? Is there any more room left?
This is really good.
Thank you, I appreciate. Yeah, if you sound
the
like
actor of the group.
that, you're not getting on the
You're
lifeboat.
not getting on the lifeboat.
No,
Bet he had red hair.
exactly.
Whoever that character was.
Yeah.
He also returned to this theme in 1892 with a story based on the White Star Line's Majestic liner, where a boat hits an iceberg and sinks. So kind of same theme. That maybe that's all he had. That's all he had.
He
in
sounds
his
like he's
wheelhouse.
really beating a dead horse here. Yeah.
He
Two
just
dec-
keeps writing stories for like,
If this guy were
okay.
if this guy were alive right now, you'd be just constantly watching Twitter videos of like trains hitting cars.
Well, it's like a guy who can he like keeps writing pilots, but they're all like mockumentaries. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's all The Office.
He's just
type
like a
of shit.
one-
Yeah,
One trick pony.
Trick
yeah.
pony. And people
Yeah.
were buying this shit.
And he,
don't you
ironically, 2
write about
decades
a-
later, dies on the Titanic. It's like if you're still afraid of this, and you keep
think he's
shouting
afraid.
from the mountaintops, this is going to happen. Why are you on the fucking
No,
Titanic?
I think he loves it.
Wait, sorry. So the person that was writing the poems, all those.
He dies on the Titanic.
This is actually more to me. It sounds like Jesse being murdered by a serial killer.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you die the way you wanted to die.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm running through the woods looking for my body, right? I've got my pack with the gloves, the thing, everything, and then I get murdered.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, want to find a body so bad. Guess what?
You
got
are the
The guy who
one.
made that body is
It's yours.
about to make another one.
Now let's get on to the captain.
Yay.
Captain
Please.
Edward John Smith. I mean,
Sounds fake.
Could it be more of a basic name?
Sounds fake. This is our.
There's a lot of fucking John
Now-
Smith.
This is our
around that
second
time,
favorite
huh?
John Smith
Yeah.
already. On
Was
this show.
Edward John Smith a crisis actor?
Well, the name sounds fake, so
Right?
Yeah.
He ignored 6 iceberg warnings before the collision and did not keep the ship at a reasonable speed. He was cruising to make it to New York as the boat was, like I said previously, on fire.
they wanted to set a record too. Well, that was the smokescreen claim, right? Is that they wanted to set the record. So was that a lie? It was actually because the boat was on fire.
boat's
and
on fire.
and just needed to get there.
Yeah, it's like we have to set a record. We have to.
Like if an iceberg doesn't rip this boat open, the fire will. So we gotta go.
It's kind of interesting. That's how every business operates now. It's like actually we have to set records, or
Yeah.
else we're in trouble and we have to lay people off.
We've overhired and overpaid.
So you better
and,
set a fucking record.
If we don't, I gotta tell you, like if we don't sell more shit than Walmart this Christmas, you're all fucking fired.
And I think like death, like is just part of it. They're like,
Yeah.
look, some heads are gonna roll.
It's
You
called
know what I mean?
P&L.
Some eggs are gonna
Yeah.
fucking crack. But we will make that record.
Yeah.
And they're like-
You can't make an omelet that you never wanted to eat without cracking
without
lot of
killing
eggs.
some fucking
Yeah.
poor people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to throw eggs directly into the ground to
And
make an
honestly,
omelet.
again, like I will say this because I am an Irish American. I don't feel bad for those Irish people that
Very
drowned
oppressed.
at all.
Very oppressed.
And I'll tell you why.
Please.
What do you expect from living in the bottom of a boat for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
What do you?
Was that best case scenario?
You drown?
No, the best case scenario is you don't die. Not that you make it on time or anything like that. It's
Yeah,
just
but I
like,
think you go there, you kind of go on the journey being like
you
back
should know.
then for sure it was like,
Yeah, there-
we'll see.
There's a quote in Band of Brothers from one of the like soldiers or whatever who was like kind of a psycho, and he's like, "You want to know the key to surviving, to getting through this war? It's knowing you're already dead." Like those people need
Exactly.
to get on that boat knowing they're already dead, and if they get off with their life, that is house money.
Yeah. I think they did think that though, Bob.
I hope so.
Yeah, they
You
were
really-
going to the U.S. to get a better life, weren't they?
Yeah, so they were already dead.
Yeah, they were
essentially.
like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
it's
They're
all
like,
risk.
look, this is what it is.
I mean, what do you think the people that got on the fucking Mayflower thought? Like, they're like, oh, this is going to be great.
yeah.
Like, this is going to suck.
I kind of think they did think it was gonna be great,
Actually, they were rich. So,
and they were like religious extremists, so they probably were like, "Yeah, God's gonna crush it for us."
and to be fair, he did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he fucking crushed it for
I
him.
don't think anybody thought anything was going to be great back then.
No.
Like, I think there was like a healthy sense of like, look,
Yeah.
shit, I mean, people fucking die from diarrhea.
Check it out though.
Like-
Titanic. Weather was perfect. It's pristine.
Cold.
Yeah.
but
No
It was
problem.
so
It was
calm.
cold, but yeah, the ocean itself
Clear.
was yeah.
Which actually was a problem, right?
I guess the projection, they couldn't see the icebergs as well if it was flat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the guy up in the crow's nest, whatever,
Well, yeah, and the iceberg is like a
they're
lot bigger
looking
underneath.
for, so they're looking for the waves going against something, and the water was so calm. I think they had like 30 seconds
They did.
before they literally just hit it.
Yeah, as soon as they saw it, it was exactly that 30 seconds between first sighting the iceberg that took him out and collision. So,
Fucking insane. I
but
mean,
he had plenty of warning.
right. With the captain,
Oh,
right?
is this like a Pearl Harbor
the
type
captain
thing?
had a bunch of warnings.
Yeah, the captain had a bunch of warnings, and also if he wasn't going as fast, it wouldn't have done as much damage. Like the reason it did as much damage as it did was because of the speed.
Yeah,
Speed plus
increases
on
force.
fire.
Yeah.
And I
Plus on
think
fire.
I
Being on
heard
fire
like
doesn't help.
when he was getting the notices, whatever, about the iceberg or people warning him, whatever, from other boats, whatever.
Mhm.
He was like, he was dealing with guest complaints.
Yeah.
And he was like, I have got too many guest complaint. Like I'm too
There's
many
so much
people
shit on my
complaining,
plate.
just like fucking. So he's like,
iceberg,
Yeah.
oysters. Like I got a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of shit.
It really was like this is fucking
Can you imagine?
Jones
'Cause
on.
there's always the captain's dinner, right? Like where it's like
Just
the
eating
dinner
a piece
there-
of filet mignon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's always a dinner where the captain comes down to the
Yes.
dinner, and it's like, can you imagine trying to do that while it's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
fucking boats
They
on
keep
fire.
coming
Can't
up
say
to you.
They should recast Titanic.
What is he, a manager at Applebee's? He's got to go from table to table, or it's a free meal.
No, I
Basically.
mean that's really a thing. Like every boat has a captain's dinner.
Yeah.
Like, but I would say the guy who played the head hotel guy in White Lotus should be recast as the
The
captain
captain,
of
yeah.
the Titanic. He was perfect. It's
So
just
fucking
like,
good.
It's like,
'Cause
yeah,
he'd be
you
sitting
got
there.
it.
Yeah. And they're like whispering in his ear about the iceberg, and he's like, I mean, it's like I can't.
Fucking sure.
Thanks.
Like, yeah.
One more thing.
That kind of
Fucking
nails
deal with.
hospitality, though.
Oh,
if you've
for
ever
sure.
worked a gig in a hotel or anything, it's
100%. Even the coke and ass licking afterwards, right?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
it's all very.
I
It
think
was
the-
very accurate.
A lot
I
of
think.
coworkers hooking up.
I was about to say the only benefit of the restaurant industry has to be fucking your coworkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And drugs.
With like no
the
repercussions.
after
yeah.
hours, everyone
Yeah.
else is whatever. All the customers are gone.
Yeah.
Now you can fucking party.
Yeah,
and you
service
just go
industry
for
people
it.
party the hardest too.
No
by
question.
Yeah, but you also only talk about your jobs off off the
you're
clock.
constantly like, fucking Brad doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Did you see the fucking schedule next week? It's like 2 a.m. You're at a strip club because that's the only place serving drinks still. And like literally somebody's bitching about like, dude, Brad, he doesn't even fucking know the new register system and the schedule next week is fucking dog
No,
shit.
they fucking love that. What are you talking? That's their favorite
Yes,
thing.
they revel in it. That's
yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying.
it's the best part.
but like,
Well,
I
but
miss
like
it,
that's
guys.
if there's ever a job to just like leave your work at the door, it's a service industry
Yes,
job, and
literally.
they never
No
do.
one does it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have any personalities.
Well, that's what you come
Fair.
to figure out. Yeah.
Besides
Yeah.
you know, that's a time when you're kind of like not really formed. It's like what other life
You're lost.
experience do you have
You're
to
a
fucking
lost
talk
soul.
about? Your
Oh
wife,
my God.
no.
I'm
Your
sorry.
kids, no.
Yeah.
Your job. Your job.
The service industry, the last thing it needed was you're all heroes from the pandemic.
No.
Oh shit!
No,
yeah.
you didn't.
You're like,
You're
no,
all fucking heroes now. Like,
literally
God. 'Cause,
Cut
I mean,
to them after hours. Still,
Yeah.
It's like, we
Like
fucking
an
do
ass.
this shit. It's like, yeah, no, I mean, granted, I benefited a lot from them, so I will thank them for their work. But
I mean, yes. Hero is a
that's-
strong
that's
word that I think we threw around a lot.
Yeah, I'm
during
not
the
sure.
pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I appreciate your literal service. I'm not sure you're a hero.
Right.
If you die or take my germs to your grandmother and kill her, all so that I can eat jalapeno poppers.
But those degenerates aren't fucking visiting their grandparents. They
No,
haven't
they don't
visited
have
their
the time
grandparents
or
in
money.
fucking
That's
years.
fair. That's fair.
Right?
The car's broken
I
down.
mean, what was heroic about it?
My blue margarita that I got to drink.
Actually, what was heroic
Actually-
was like the mask and the whole thing.
let me walk it back real quick. The heroic thing was they started being able to bring me booze to my door. That was, and
Those
I
were
could
the real
drive
heroes.
through and pick up booze.
COVID will forever. I honestly like the way everyone. I assume this is actually how many laws would be given the right circumstances. Where like alcohol laws in all the states make no sense. They're just kind of there. And as soon
Yeah.
as COVID happened, they just dropped them all.
Yes,
They
because
just dropped all the fucking alcohol laws, like to go shit, whatever.
Right.
Yes.
That's
Because
really
they're
going to
not-
be the legacy of COVID, right? Like, because in 5 years, we're going to
think-
forget about all the people that died and like everything that we went through. We'll just forget that.
COVID
right?
was like a bad blizzard.
yes,
But we'll remember the
not
booze
that many
laws.
people
Yeah,
died.
like wait, why can like my children will only know a world where liquor is delivered to their door should they so choose.
Yeah, the real heroes sip it from across the street.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
They really like honed in on the exact thing that was coming out of the pandemic and made a whole freaking business.
To go booze used to be like legitimately, you couldn't do it. You
It
couldn't.
was like New Orleans only, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
New Orleans.
And that was
well,
like, I do hate that they've taken the novelty away from like those places where you're like,
Louisiana.
you could fucking drink on the street. Now it's just like,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you can always drink on the street.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
But Louisiana, my favorite thing was like, well, it's not an open container because there's a paper over the straw.
Yeah, that little
There's
paper.
a half a piece of paper over the straw.
and
It's
you're
like,
not supposed to take it
don't,
off
Don't do it.
until you get home.
Yeah.
Saving lives, except turtles.
Yeah. Fuck them turtles.
Fuck them turtles.
what?
Yeah. Well,
Straws.
The straws.
Yeah.
Fuck her. That's not even true.
That was another thing. Plastic straws came back. Fuck them.
no one. That was
That was
the
huge for us, though. I love plastic straws.
I know.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Paper straws are fucking dog shit. They're so bad.
The
My
worst.
favorite thing
They
is
don't disintegrate in the ocean. They disintegrate in your
They should
fucking
make
drink.
straws out of turtle shells.
I agree. Yes.
Those would be
I
awesome.
want real turtle shell glasses. Real tortoise shell.
Glasses?
Like, you know how the tortoise shell pattern? They used to be made out of tortoise shell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
didn't
let's
know
go
that.
even
Yeah.
farther.
Let's
Plastic.
hunt those fuckers.
I want to
The
drink
straws are made out
Yeah.
of turtles.
JK.
a
I
punch-
love turtles.
a punch bowl of
JK.
a tortoise, and then you pour it into
Yep.
smaller turtles'
Yep,
shells.
Yep. And everyone has big tortoise straws that we all drink. You know, like the big punch
Yeah.
bowl
Yeah.
thing.
I
Yeah.
think we use their esophagus for that. We'll petrify it.
We'll use all parts.
We
of
like
the
in
turtle. We're not going
Every
to
bone
waste
in the body,
anything.
yeah.
Native American. We use every part of the body.
Yes.
I'm down with that.
Me too.
Now, I don't know if this is a big deal, but Captain failed his navigation exams at first.
Yeah, he was the real.
Why do you even need it?
They kept bringing it up. I didn't think it was a big deal.
It's fine.
Like he passed him eventually, but
It's
like
very
he failed him
libertarian.
at first. Yeah.
oh well, who?
I think it's more of an art, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Sailing the
if he
ship.
eventually passed it,
How many people here failed their driving test first go?
I got it.
You did?
Yeah,
Damn, you suck.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I passed it with flying colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we had to do was parallel park and drive around the block.
My DMV had a special spot with a no right turn on red spot that they tried to get you at.
They try to get you tricky.
I had the heads up though. I knew about it. The only
What'd
thing
you
I got.
lose on, Bob?
Yeah. What'd you
Yeah.
lose on?
I hit a curb.
I mean,
It's not even
that's
parallel.
just 1 point.
Right, not even parallel parking. I just like
Oh, just
regular
like turning.
No, like regular parking. I like accidentally went too far over and like,
Lord.
and they got me for that.
Yeah, I hit a
guess.
kid. So I still got it though.
Yeah.
Like, that kid wasn't even good.
California.
Now, after this, though, he earned the nickname the Millionaire's Captain due to his reputation of smooth passage.
So he was fine.
Yeah, he was fine.
He was fine. He was an artist.
Yeah. Navigating's hard. Maps are hard.
You know, like sometimes doing things by the book will get you in trouble.
It's true.
You need to be able to be flexible, right?
Got to call an audible.
Think outside
Yeah.
the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the mark of someone good at what they do isn't how well they do something well. It's how well they do something bad and fix it. Like it's like how well you can fix a mistake is how good you are. That's
Wow.
Look at
that's-
you.
Yeah.
Well,
I
he's
would
bad
not
at
have
it
been
then,
able
'cause-
to say that right
yeah,
now.
he made a
3 drinks deep.
No, I'm pretty drunk.
I would have messed up three or four of those words.
No.
I actually messed it up. Saying
Oh,
it.
you did?
Yeah.
I mean, I mess up words all the time sober. So
Yeah,
C'est
Dan
la
doesn't
vie.
drink on these podcasts. It's
Why?
really sketch.
I drink like once or twice a week.
Narc. Okay.
Yeah.
I typically save it for the
It's usually
weekends,
not
so
Sunday.
Yeah, fair.
If we did these on Saturday, yeah.
I'm
you
not
get
doing-
loose.
I'm not using
Saturday.
Saturday.
I also feel like every time, if I get drunk, I'm going to turn out of this studio and somebody
And
without
die.
their headlights on at night is going to just T-bone the fuck out of me and I'll die. And they'll blame it on me because I'm drunk.
See, now the
Actually, you
captain
would
should have had a
survive.
little bit more of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Healthy fear.
Yeah.
As opposed to this like cocky bullshit that he did.
Well, he
have.
might have been fearful of the boat just sinking from the fire. He's just like, we got to make it.
Yeah. Hence why he was.
Full speed ahead.
I get that. I mean, I've never driven something on fire, but
I think it would probably drive faster. Yeah.
yeah, it would
Yeah.
certainly cause me to
It's
accelerate.
like stopping.
No. If you're
No?
driving something on fire, from the last episode we learned, you get out of it.
What episode was that?
Right.
The luckiest man. The luckiest, unluckiest.
Yeah, the
man.
car was on
Oh
fire.
yeah. You
Yeah.
get out.
Just like your dad.
Oh.
Your dad.
Yes, my dad drove a car that was on fire. It's my car. He got the oil change, and they did the oil change bad.
Because it was a Jiffy
Sweet.
Lube,
It was a
right?
Jiffy Lube, and it was also a very old Ford Tempo. And he noticed flames in the rearview mirror, and had to pull over and run away from the car as it exploded.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Did
Jack
you get like
Reacher.
$1 million from Jiffy Lube?
No,
Free oil
Huh?
change?
nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
Like a coupon? 25% off?
None of that. Yeah, it was totally Jiffy Lube's fault too. My dad's not very litigious. He's a lawyer.
What the fuck?
Is your dad?
Was it
your
just
dad's-
like we have
well,
so much
hold
money
on.
anyways?
No,
But go ahead.
they're both government.
Yeah, they're
right?
government lawyer.
Yeah.
We're not rich
By
lawyer family.
choice.
Yeah, by choice. Unfortunately, I should have been the
Civil
kid in the BMW.
service.
Instead, it's fucking exploding Ford Tempo on the highway.
With the lawyer not doing anything about it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Clearly not a good lawyer.
If I was a lawyer, I'm just saying, like, someone's like, oh, you could, serve your country and make pretty decent money. Or you can get bad guys off and make $1 gazillion. What's the career path you're taking?
Or you could literally just be like, be suing Jiffy Lube type of
Right.
lawyer
Yeah.
and
No.
make millions always.
Class actions.
Anytime
actions.
anytime you meet someone that does do civil service law, like pro bono work, or what is it called? The
Public defender?
Public defenders. It's
Yeah.
like, or what your parents do. Even it's like, man, God bless you. Like,
No, my mom is a public defender.
Yeah.
Well, was.
No,
she
no,
runs.
no.
She runs a
Wow.
public defender.
They're
stuff
not
in the state of
heroes,
Missouri.
okay?
no,
Those-
I think they are.
they're not.
I think people that like represent people that can't be represented.
People that serve your food, heroes.
Yeah. Yeah. If we're going to go with the base of hero, we have to really. No.
It starts with the restaurant worker. I
Because
agree.
they were rich enough not to sue Jiffy Lube.
Now, your dad's probably gotten off a lot of like restaurant workers.
He was a prosecutor, so he's probably put them in
Or
jail.
he's probably put them in jail.
Yeah,
Shit.
if anything.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah,
mom's
like
a public
like
defender?
some dude who had too much weed leaving White Castle after a 13-hour shift.
Yeah.
that
So your
type of
dad's a
thing.
scumbag. Fuck him.
Yeah.
But then my mom defended
Pro
that
boner.
guy.
Did your parents ever meet in court?
Balances it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my parents had a trial against each other once.
Before
so
they were married
crazy.
or
No,
after?
really?
Yeah, before they were married, but
Hot.
they were dating, I think.
Oh my God! How have you
Sexy,
not written
dude.
this into a fucking rom com?
Right?
You have to keep that off the books then, I imagine. Like,
Yeah,
that was
they
not
didn't
public
really, I don't know,
knowledge.
it was the 80s. Nothing mattered.
No one
Yeah, it
gives a
does
shit.
sound a little bit like a conflict.
Yeah, it's
Of
a little.
interest.
It was. I believe it was a murder trial.
What?
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You need to write this movie.
I
Is
guess
This would
there
actually be-
somebody that's in jail wrongly?
Well, my dad won, so probably. But also,
Oh my
mom
God.
has per my mother's job, she usually defends guilty people.
Oh, okay.
But
And
more
then your
guilty
dad
now
won.
that your dad was dicking her down.
I'm sorry. Is there even such thing as a courtroom rom-com?
Yeah, probably.
I
Sure,
think there
there's
was.
My cousin Vinny.
That's more comedy than rom-com. I feel like.
It's both.
The
I think there was a
romantic part's
Clooney one.
The B story. What's
Yeah.
the Clooney one?
I think it was like a Clooney and a. Maybe it
Intolerable
was that
cruelty.
No, I think the
yeah.
B story
That was more
had,
like a
Jerry
divorce
Seinfeld.
situation.
What?
B story had Jerry Seinfeld.
In
The B story.
My cousin Vinny.
Oh, I love the B.
Yeah.
The B story. B movie.
Oh
The B
God,
movie.
Dan did it again. Damn it.
just referencing to. Well, he didn't even get it right.
Just
So.
fucking non sequiturs,
The
dude.
B movie. Yeah.
I know.
I think he says things sometimes just to shut
Sometimes I
shut
troll,
us up
He's
so that he can continue, right?
he trolls.
Smart.
Yeah.
Now, the day of the disaster, he actually canceled a scheduled lifeboat drill.
Good call.
But
And-
like, it's the same as on the
What is it-
plane. You're
yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I grab the thing.
See,
and-
I feel like they kind of took drills more serious back then.
I don't believe that.
I
They
don't
went through the
think
motions with
anyone-
more enthusiasm, I think.
Do you remember the cruise you were on? Like, I know when I was on my spring break cruise, everyone tried to hide in their closets and drink during the lifeboat thing.
yeah, like
Right, but what else are you going to do in
no one-
1912?
Yeah.
Drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, drink.
Well, what are the Irish people going to do?
Drink.
Drink. They just have to
Lord.
bring their own shit on.
Definitely.
they're
true.
mashed
It's a
Yeah,
BYOB
down there, dude.
sitch. Yeah.
They have a whole
They have the
fermentation
good
fucking
shit.
yeah.
As the Titanic was sinking, he failed to issue an abandoned ship order, so many passengers didn't understand the gravity of the situation and allowed most, if not all, lifeboats to leave at 1/3 capacity. The first lifeboat left with only 27 of the 65 seats occupied.
Yeah, that's egregious, I suppose.
Can you
But-
imagine just sitting like?
But how many children were on there? They need room
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
You can't just.
But
like,
also, like the rich people too, like they need room to like.
yeah, they need room
Be
to
away
stretch
from
out
plebes.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't. I think they need to do like the separate boats.
What I would have done is, like for the rich people, 26 to a boat, and for the Irish, just double up, 120 to a boat.
I mean, pile them on.
Yeah.
The entire incident happened fairly quick, with only 20 minutes between the captain receiving word of the iceberg and eventually announcing that everyone on the ship had a maximum time frame of only 90 minutes to find a way off the sinking vessel. It ended up being over 2 hours. Is I think
Lucky.
the total
I know.
time where it eventually
So he
sank.
gauged it right.
Yeah, he was conservative with his estimate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Respect.
because if you want people to hustle up, right? You always say
Right.
less
you tell 'em
time.
Quick. Yeah. Gotta do it quick.
There's a story that he jumped ship with a baby and handed it to a lifeboat before disappearing into the Atlantic, but that seems to be more myth than reality.
In the movie, he just goes down at the wheel.
That doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen?
No, he
Oh.
doesn't sound like that type.
No.
He probably just puts on a dress and is like, I'm a lady.
Just putting on lipstick. As
Yeah.
it,
Wait,
like,
no,
I'm a
goes.
lady.
He's Ernest Hemingway.
yeah.
Goodbye,
Lady, let me on.
horses.
My child's already on there.
We have two quick survivor stories and then a little bit more of a longer one. The first is the chief baker, Charles
Edgar Cheese.
Jocelyn or something. I don't know. I can't pronounce his name. Supposedly treaded water for 2 hours before he was found.
This is the guy that drank booze.
He claimed that the copious amounts of whiskey he consumed before the ship sank kept his body warm enough to sustain the sub-freezing water.
No, somebody backed that up with science and is essentially like because his blood was thinner or something like that, it did keep him alive longer. Like the bourbon helped him. I
Whiskey
forget.
Jacket's real.
What?
Right? Like Whiskey Jacket's real.
Yeah,
right?
no, like him drinking literally actually, like they backed that up with science that his drinking kept him alive. Like he would have died if he hadn't been drunk.
If he wasn't fucked up.
Yeah.
Service industry win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a baker.
Yeah.
He's just fucked up.
I mean, yeah.
That's a
it's
baseline
service
back then.
industry, cockroach, Ringo Starr,
Yeah.
Keith Richards. I mean,
All the same.
Yeah.
service industry that works till like what, 2,
They never die.
3.
Cockroaches
They
don't have
never
shit on
die.
Keith Richards, by the way. I think that
Oh,
might
yeah,
be the
yeah,
most unkillable human on earth.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, every like diner waitress is essentially Keith Richards as well.
They all look
Exactly
the
right.
same.
They all look the same. Like they only sleep
And
like
when
4
did
hours
they?
a day.
When do they die? When they try and get clean,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Wait, did Keith Richards
Never
die?
go clean.
It's
Is
the
he dead?
equivalent of like
What?
like
Is Keith Richards still alive?
Yes, and still doing all of the things that he's supposed to do,
Yeah.
which is like a little bit of drugs,
When-
drinking, smoking,
I just-
always.
Shoot
When
a
was
little
Bourdain not happy? When he got his life
When
together.
he was clean.
He did jiu-jitsu, didn't do drugs.
Well,
Boring.
isn't it like Anthony Bourdain died of an overdose, right?
No,
he
he hung
fucking
himself.
hung
Hung
himself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, Philip Seymour Hoffman died of the overdose.
Yes.
But
Probably.
that's just because like heroin got stronger.
I think it was fentanyl. Probably.
Well,
It was probably fine.
no.
Early
He
fat.
got clean for a long
Then he
time.
used his
Couldn't
old
handle
dose.
it.
And then he fucking.
because he didn't have the tolerance
Right.
anymore. Yeah.
So if you keep it up Keith Richards style, you will never OD because you're always on the baseline.
that's a hard asterisk from our podcast right now. But anyway,
If you're gonna
Oh.
do drugs, do a lot.
No, just do
It's not safe otherwise.
the base level.
Yeah, just get a little bit.
do
Get that
Just
taste.
get,
Do you want a
handle your
real
shit.
sad piece of information? There was
Always.
9 dogs on the ship.
Only 9?
Only 2 survived.
Doesn't it seem like down in the
You know-
Irish quarters there
two
would
of
be
those-
a lot
Probably
more?
hundreds down there.
Yeah.
There were
2 of those got seats on the lifeboats, and were
Holy
saved.
shit! Now I'm
Hooray.
pissed.
Now,
Now
what
I'm
I'm
pissed.
guessing is what Jesse said, which is there were 9 rich people dogs.
Exactly.
And there were 600 Irish dogs.
Yeah.
And all
Scraggly, like
yeah.
little.
of those dogs were
They're fighting dogs underneath
Yeah.
the
yeah,
bowels
the
of
best
the ship.
case scenario for those dogs was that maybe some rich people grabbed them and tried to fashion them into a raft, like
Yeah.
several at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe one of those lived, but they all probably froze to death.
A Pomeranian, just
Mm-hmm.
as a
These-
flotation
these aren't
device.
These are mutts. These
Yeah.
are gross, fucking, just broke ass dogs.
Then there was a Japanese passenger on board who was a middle-aged man. He was the only Japanese passenger on the ship. When the ship began to sink, he made his way to the main deck, determined to face death with dignity, with the women and children first policy enforced at gunpoint. His survival seemed unlikely, but his name was Hasano. Still found himself looking for any chance to get to safety. His opportunity came when a crew member shouted that there were 2 spaces left in the lifeboat. After seeing another man jump in, Hasano followed suit. If he had known what the rest of his life would be like, he probably wouldn't have went on that ship.
Did he
was
get nuked?
Was he the guy that got nuked twice?
No.
Okay.
But when he gets back to Japan, they see him as a shameful survivor.
Yeah, like the guy that
What?
got nuked twice. Yeah, that guy couldn't get a job for years.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
What's his-
No, they thought he
Shit.
was cursed.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing though. Like,
no.
oh, is it
It's a
different?
little different.
It's a
They,
little
thought
different.
he
Oh.
should have died.
They-
The nuke guy, they
Oh.
thought he was cursed.
Okay, yeah.
So
you're right.
Japan, so he loses his job and he gets shunned from like Japanese society because they essentially think he should have died with honor.
Right. I feel like
No
yeah,
shit.
I feel like Japan has this cultural norm of like pulling the plug too soon. It's like, wait, if I can survive, then why would I die?
I like the idea of like if you bitched out,
Rob, get me one.
if you bitched out, then
If you bitch out, like we gotta shame you.
right?
Yeah.
So you should be dead,
Like
idiot.
like survivor's guilt like comes from a real place, right?
I think survivor's guilt comes from a place of like, man, like I feel like for people that I'm the only person that survived the plane crash. Yeah, I get survivor's guilt on that.
Right. But what if somebody survivor's guilt trips you?
Survivor's guilt trip.
That's what this guy dealt
That's a
with.
real before and after Wheel of Fortune cue right there. Survivor's guilt trip.
But he loses his government job because of this.
The
Well-
government fired him?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
Oh
the
my
government was the most
God.
intense about that.
I kind of love Japan.
About dying with honor
People,
kind of
people,
thing.
people
Yeah.
forget this, but kamikazes were government employees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And what is it when you fall on the sword? Seppuku?
Yeah, seppuku.
Seppuku.
Yeah.
And there's also Harikari. but it's
Harikari,
Kind of the
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
But that's old as that's like samurai shit.
Yeah, like Shogun shit.
But like, yeah, man, those people were intense. But the Japanese are fucking like, you couldn't even do one episode on how fucking crazy Japan was from essentially like right around before that time. Like the Russo-Japanese War was like 1908 or something like that, maybe 1902. I don't remember, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was like 1902, 1903, and from that point to World War II, like that's the same fucking country. Like the country we nuked, that's the same country. Like they're fucking nuts. Did you hear about? Jesse, have you heard about the guy that got nuked twice?
No. Is it the same sort of deal?
He
Why was-
essentially like he was in Nagasaki or he was in Hiroshima for a business trip,
Okay.
and it got nuked.
Right. He
and
survived.
He survived. And he was like, oh, God, I'm just going to go home
Sure.
to Nagasaki.
Boom.
And then that got nuked.
How do you think he
And
feels
he
about
died?
Truman?
No, he lived.
And he lived.
He lived.
And then that's when they were
People
like,
thought he
"You're
was cursed
cursed.
for a
They
long
won't like
time.
hang out with
Well,
him. He
yeah.
couldn't get a job, kind of thing." Still,
I would believe it too because it wasn't even supposed to be Nagasaki. It was a
yeah,
cloudy
because
day.
if it was supposed to be like somewhere else
It was
and it
supposed to be,
was
like-
where he actually went, I mean, he might have been.
Yeah. It was
You know?
not supposed to be Nagasaki that got nuked. It was a completely different town.
That we never heard of.
It's like Kura or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it was just a cloudy day and they're like fucking
I know they wanted to avoid Tokyo. They didn't want to do Tokyo.
Right. It would be like nuking London.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, this specific date, January 4th, 1912, a rare occurrence happened that they kind of maybe speculate caused the icebergs to kind of come their way.
Yeah, because the Titanic sank in April, right?
Yeah, April 14th, 1912.
God damn, I'm fucking
Wow.
good.
Wow.
Did you get it on the nose?
Yeah.
Damn.
April
Wait a
14th to April
minute.
15th, so maybe it was,
It was at midnight probably.
yeah.
Why do you know that?
I just
He was
know
on the
stuff.
boat.
You're just
So-
like a font of useless information.
Literally, yes.
Beautiful.
Like
That's
I
why we
couldn't.
do this.
If like Courtney died tonight, I wouldn't know anything about how to deal with my kid.
right. But you'll know like off the
Johann
top.
Yeah.
Gutenberg invented the printing
Yeah,
press.
Like it's fucking so dumb that shit I retain.
Why was the water so cold? It's April. Spring.
It's not there. It's not.
I know.
The deep Atlantic.
Astronomer Donald Olson of Texas State, he came up with this theory that the rare supermoon that happened on January 4th, 1912, caused the events to set in motion, is the time where the moon came closer to Earth than any point in the last 1,400 years.
I'm with that.
So
So-
it made the ocean difficult.
Well, the moon controls the tides.
Well, of course, yeah. So like, what's
Well, it also controls like clearly this iceberg was a Libra.
Right.
classic?
So it's the closest lunar approach since 796 AD, and we won't see anything like this again until 2257.
Uh-oh. Watch out, boats.
So you're on notice.
Climate
2257
circle.
boats.
The climate circle.
boats, boats. 2257. You're saying, watch out, boats.
What
Yeah,
if we get
exactly.
Skybergs by then?
What if we just go back to Zeppelins?
I would be down.
Luxury
Zeppelins
Zeppelins.
Zeppelins don't have turbulence.
They don't,
No.
No,
dude. Sign me up for it right now.
It's a
They
giant
also go
balloon.
really slow.
I don't care. That sounds better.
Can my band name be Skyberg?
Skyberg?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
You got it. I mean, Ladder of Bones is you can open
Ladder
of Bones.
cannot beat Ladder of Bones. Album name what?
Bone ladder.
Bone Ladder. First song. Bone. Second song.
Bone Rung.
Ladder.
Bone Rung is the first song.
Bone rung.
Yeah.
Step bone ladder.
We're combining episodes right now, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
We talked
Yeah.
about bone ladder on the Patreon.
Yeah, but if you're not watching both, are you even?
Right.
Do you even care
Do
about
you even
us?
care about
Jesse
us? Do you
said it.
even
Or do you
like-
want to see us
Do you
die?
even like these dudes? If you're not willing to,
Pay $5 a month, $100 if you're a real one.
Lord, $5.
You get
a
a
month
phone
is
call with Jake
nothing.
if you pay the 100.
I'll talk real sultry.
Yeah, he'll say whatever you need him to say.
Yeah, give me a script. I've taken
Actually,
a Meisner class. All right, I can fucking do it.
The
Okay.
voice that would be where if people are like going to like maybe buy
Phone
a
sex?
voicemail from you, the most like distinct voice that almost sounds fake is yours.
It does almost sound fake.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm like, no. I'm like, Jake, talk normal.
No, this is how I sound.
And you're like, no.
Yeah, I have such a weird accent because I have draw but no twang to my southern accent, so
yeah,
I talk
so
slow.
But it's bro.
Yeah,
It's,
no,
it's bro slow.
I was born this way.
It's bro slow. But I'm saying you
Slow
could
bro?
sell you can sell that because it would be
Yeah.
very distinct.
Actually,
You're like,
a lot
oh.
of people from you've met my buddy Kyle.
Yeah.
He also talks like this.
Yeah.
He talks slow. Like people from my town talk like
Yeah,
this.
fuck Kyle.
What's
Like-
your town?
Ocala,
Florida.
Florida. So when
Oh,
I
oh,
meet
yeah,
people and I'm kind of
yeah.
drunk and going quick, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from Ocala, Florida. They're like, California? Because
Yep.
I sound like that.
Yes.
And they're like,
yes.
no. I'm like, no.
Yes.
In total, the Titanic took 2 hours and 40 minutes to sink. So,
Hour 10 longer.
Dang.
they actually played the music. That was a real thing that happened.
Yeah, we know. We saw the movie.
I know. But I'm just saying the movie isn't like,
Total bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie's actually like pretty on the nose with a lot of shit.
And that's a good transition because the original Titanic movie was released on May 14th, 1912, exactly a month after the Titanic hit the iceberg.
They made a movie
Love
a
that.
month later. No,
Yeah.
too soon for them.
Here's the shit don't change on that, is that you got to just crank out content.
Also, I mean, that's a quick turnaround.
It's a silent movie,
Yeah.
so all you need is the set and like people like running around. It's not that hard.
Well, they also had actress Dorothy Gibson, who actually survived the Titanic in real life.
Love
So
that.
they made her relive the experience in a movie a month later.
Can you imagine if we dropped a September
Really?
11th movie in October of 2001?
I mean, we drop movies pretty fast. How
It was
long
like 2
after,
years.
How
Yeah,
long
when
after
was
Bin
the-
Laden died did Zero Dark 30 came
When was the
out?
Wahlberg
Okay.
It
movie
was
when he
like
saves?
year,
United
wasn't
93
it?
or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a year or two.
Yeah, yeah.
United 93 came out really quick.
When did I'm gonna look that up real quick.
United 93 came out in like I'm going to guess 2006.
I remember when United 93 came out. I was like, that seems not tasteful.
Seems quick. Seems early.
They even made her wear the same clothes in the film that she was wearing on the fateful night of the
So
Titanic.
she was her own wardrobe.
Yeah, it was
You
a
know what
white. It was a white evening dress, long sweater, gloves, and black pumps.
Damn, dude, 2006, United 93.
I'm just crushing it with dates
Yeah.
right now.
Gosh.
I don't know
Although,
what my baby eats.
Yeah.
although some critics praised
how many
Gibson's
weeks.
performance, it's a silent film. Keep that in mind. Others said it was too soon to capitalize on the disaster.
Disagree. By the way, that I just that is so important to talk about because people now are like, dude, the reaction, the like super quick reactions and all that stuff, blah blah blah. Like it's like they act like that's a current phenomenon, and it's fucking not. These people are doing the same fucking shit that we do now.
Yeah.
A month after they put out a probably dog shit movie about the Titanic.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Irons-
never know because,
Irons be hot.
like the real Titanic, Saved from the Titanic was lost as well, as the prints of the film are believed to have been destroyed in a studio fire in 1914.
Whatever.
Jeez, the
Doesn't matter.
curse of the Titanic.
And yeah, that's what I got on the Titanic. You guys learn anything?
I learned the last thing you talked about is the important thing I learned, which is that mega fast content turnaround has existed since content has existed.
So
Life is content.
Yeah.
the whole motto of your podcast.
Shit don't change.
Shit don't
Yeah.
change.
Still
That's the
rings
only thing we-
true.
It's the only thing we ever learn every week.
Yeah, it's
is
like, yep.
really is shit don't change.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's humans involved, right? If there's money or humans involved, things are going to
Yeah.
pretty much play out in a couple of the same ways over and over. Is that
We have a narrative understanding of our existence where it's like, oh man, look at the things we've achieved. But really the most incredible thing humans have done is not die. And
Yeah.
we gotta remember, we're the best at not dying. Like that's what we're good at. That's the floor. If we're doing anything better than that, that's just a cherry on top at this point. Like
Yeah.
and everything we see, like
Yeah.
maybe in the Patreon episode, the shit don't change lesson we learned there. Or like here. It's like
and I think people just being good is very rare as well.
oh, for sure. Everyone's got some sort of motive, like to an extent.
I don't even think
As
people
a
are.
whole.
I don't think
even
humans are
people
bad
shitty.
Yeah.
It's
or
just
good.
Like,
No.
that's just
They are.
That's just our behavior. It's just how we behave.
Yeah.
Like if you just want to immediately, and like that's a thing. It's portrayed in Game of Thrones, but it was a real thing that happened in like ancient Rome and the Middle Ages and stuff like that. But there's a Game of Thrones episode where Arya she's in Essos and she sees like an acting troupe acting out her family getting murdered at the Red Wedding or something like that.
Yep.
That like all of Game of Thrones is essentially based on real shit that would happen in the Middle Ages and stuff like that. Like that's a normal thing. Like Caesar would get killed and there'd be a fucking play like 3 days later where actors were like laughing about it and doing their fucking thing. Like people will use any excuse to make content.
And it's current events. This is the biggest thing that's happened around this time frame, and it distracts us from our shitty lives.
I guess an argument would be too. It's a societal coping mechanism to have a piece of media. That's how you can if you can narrate it, if you can name it and
So you make
create
it make sense.
a timeline, it allows you to process it as a society.
Like, I wonder how soon after killing or something did Indians, indigenous, Native Americans draw the shit on the cape? Was it the day after?
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
fucking-
They probably saw something they'd never seen before. And they're like, I gotta draw that just so I
Gotta
remember
draw
that
it.
shit.
I
And
guarantee you,
that
like,
might be part of it, right?
oral
You want to
stories.
remember it, and you want it to be like
Yeah.
at the height of when everyone is feeling that stuff. Otherwise, it's kind of like
You're late. It's
watered
like being-
down. You're
yeah.
late. Did we really remember it? You got to draw it on the fucking cave right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make the United 93.
Yeah.
While the news cycle is short now, it's always been there, right? It's just gotten shorter. But like we've always
gotten
kinda-
quicker.
Yeah, yeah.
Would
But
be
there's
the better
always
way to
been
put
like a need to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as possible. I don't think that. Yeah, the news cycle's gotten shorter only because our tech or whatever's gotten faster.
But it, like we didn't invent it. It's always been
we
there.
still put it out as fast as we possibly
yeah.
fucking could.
Breaking news is still breaking news.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I learned, Dan, that I had no idea the boat was on fire the entire time. That's
Yeah, that
fucking
was
mind
news to
blowing
me
to me.
as well.
Yeah.
It seems
That's
very
insane.
irresponsible
Seems like-
from the beginning. It's one of those things that was just like already, you know, like when you're doing something, it's like, this doesn't feel, you're about to go out. It doesn't feel right. I don't know. I'm kind of rushing things. Things aren't working out, but I'm still trying to make it happen.
Yeah. This cocaine
And
smells
then
like
you get-
fentanyl.
Right. But like I'm doing it because I'm like, whatever, it doesn't feel right. And then something really bad happens. That's kind of,
Right.
they're trying to just push the peg into the,
And you're only amplifying it by going faster.
Pretty much.
thinking that you will outrun your horrible
If
decisions.
you get through it quickly, it won't
Yeah,
hurt
yeah,
you as
yeah.
much. Yeah.
Just keep running.
Yeah. Sometimes ripping the Band-Aid off doesn't work the way you think it
Yeah,
does.
it just
Right.
rips all your skin off.
Just like
yeah.
all the blood just gushes out onto
Yeah.
the ground and you die. Yeah. Sometimes.
It's like, why am I at this Tony Robbins like event?
Why are you talking shit about Tony, bro?
Have you been to a Tony Robbins event?
Our Lord and Savior?
It's like whether or not I walk faster through this coal fire, it's still gonna hurt my feet.
Actually, that's one time that you should just walk
You should go as
fast
fast as
through
possible.
that.
You're
or
shorting,
like the nails or
shortening
like
the
those
duration
kind of
of your
things.
feet
Like,
on the
right,
coal.
like Tony's
yeah.
kind of right on that
Yeah.
one. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Everything else. Like
not
if your hair
good.
is on fire, don't kind of stop and
Drop.
Drop.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever
Roll.
had to stop and drop and roll in
So
their
it's
life?
not like rain. I remember Mythbusters
Oh,
said
yes,
it's
rain.
actually if you run through the downpour, you get wetter.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not in the rain as fucking long, so
Right.
I don't give a shit.
There is
like,
there's like an X and Y axis on
Yeah.
that, right? Like it's not a fucking one-dimensional thing.
I actually hate that one because that one came up in Florida all the time and during those 2 p.m. sun showers and shit we'd get. She's like, oh, you know, if you run, it's like, shut the fuck up. I get drier the faster I'm inside. I'm not gonna get drier out here.
It's time versus.
Yeah. By the way, stop, drop, and roll. Looking back on that, man, I really thought that there was like a near 100% chance I would catch on fire at some point.
Well-
and that's why they were teaching me that.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
still might.
They made you think.
Yeah.
We lived in constant fear back then.
Yeah.
We still do.
Still do.
Way more
Well,
now.
we're
Probably
soft.
worse now. Worse now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But back then it was like, yeah, stranger danger.
If I have a kid, I'm
Don't
giving-
get in the what?
I said, if I have a kid, I'm just giving him a hammer as his first toy. I'm gonna be like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Don't
claws
let
on
anyone
one side.
touch you.
Yeah.
If they try, kill them with this claw.
And don't hurt
Yep.
yourself with it.
Yeah.
this is for strangers.
Yeah, I learned, service industry is heroes, which I always knew because
Right.
I was one.
The best and brightest.
Right, the best and brightest, the
I
ones
will-
that are going to live forever.
I will say, I think every single one of us here has at least worked in a bar or a kitchen at
Yeah.
one point. So
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
Did you not feel invincible?
And a hotel.
What's the
Hero.
opposite?
I've
of
done
that?
like every service industry job. That's a surprise to no one.
yeah.
You've worked
Yeah.
every
Just about every service industry
Every
job.
So, like,
station.
waiter,
Every
kitchen.
station.
valet.
Valet. Just
I
working
haven't
at a
done valet,
hotel.
but probably everything else.
Yeah.
I worked just in the bar. Actually, I don't think I was ever like full staff for a restaurant or bar. I worked in a bar as a Jaeger person, but
Oh, I remember that. You wore the shorty shorts, huh?
I never had to wear my lifestyle alternative outfit.
You ever worked
but-
beer tub at a
Oh.
bar?
No, I didn't.
Beer tub's fun.
What is that?
You just hand people beer out
Yeah.
of a tub.
You're like the
a
efficiency
description.
side, like when it
Yeah.
gets so fucking busy and they're just like, dude, just
Just keep handing beers.
just handing them so they're not like standing in line at the bar,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the episode for today. Make
Well,
sure
we
to
got a
check
Hitler.
us. Oh yeah. Who's Hitler today?
It's JP Morgan.
It's JP Morgan. Yeah.
Has to be.
It's an easy one.
Has to be.
What about Hershey?
No.
Nah.
You just got a hint.
He knew.
I don't
he
think
got,
Hershey was like as influential at the time
he got
as
a
JP
tip. Yeah.
Morgan.
JP money.
JP.
Give him the heads up. Okay. Well then, I mean, do your own research on that shit.
As you should always with our show.
No, I mean the JP.
You guys, that should always be your sign off, right?
I don't.
Shit don't change
do
and
your own
do
research.
your own research.
Yeah, but like, there's some really weird rabbit holes of JP Morgan that I don't want to go down,
I'm sure.
no.
and I'm gonna let you
yeah.
do that.
There's a lot of actually conspiracies with the Titanic specifically. So,
Yeah.
like he was even saying with the
Yeah,
older
they-
boats and all, there's like
they
a
don't think-
lot that you can get very lost in.
The new boat
yeah.
was not the new boat. It was
Yeah.
the old boat.
The competition
Yeah.
between the
Yeah.
boats and like, sabotaging one.
It's a
for the
history
other,
show. I
whatever.
didn't want to do that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Leave
more
it
of
from
a Patreon situation.
that's. I feel like that's a me Patreon.
Yeah.
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 Conspiracies and things like
And
that.
it's cold, so
Yes.
boom,
Near the Arctic.
nailed it.
Actually, yeah. A lot of my stuff has been cold. Dyatlov Pass incident.
Yeah.
A lot of Russian stuff.
You have done a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
So check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory, softcorehistory.com. Get us some merch. We got some brand new Freedom Torch shirts and mugs. Might have to get you one, Jesse. We
Yes.
should have had you on for that episode, really, because it was.
Freedom Torch, yeah.
Go ahead if you haven't already listened to that episode.
dude.
It's the
I
women's
would've
right
smoked.
to smoke.
I would have smoked sticks on that one.
Yeah. In
You guys
studio.
would've- In studio.
Which is-
If you
yeah,
guys would have let me.
100%.
Oh, by the way, you wouldn't have to let me because I'm fucking allowed now
What do you mean?
to smoke cigs.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole episode. The whole episode's
That's what
about
I
the
mean.
women's right to smoke.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have to ask you guys
You
if I
wouldn't have to do it
could.
behind a curtain.
No,
Yeah.
out in the
Like
open.
a proper lady.
Out in the open.
So that merch is pretty cool. We got some new stuff coming out pretty soon. I'm gonna try to work on
Oh
that side.
yeah. You sent me a shirt I need to put up.
I did.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to
the
that
prison
yet.
baseball team shirt.
Yeah. Oh, if you
Look out
liked
for
our
that.
prison all-star Wyoming baseball shirt shit, then
I
yeah,
like
sure
that
come in.
episode.
Yeah.
Bob, we got to go home.
That's a good shirt. I'm actually excited, but I'll
No,
put
we
that
can
together
go
when I
now.
get
Yeah,
home.
yeah. So be on the lookout for that.
That'll
Make
drop
sure
by the
to
time you hear this.
Leave a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. Please and thank you. Leave a review if you can, and tell a friend about the podcast. It's the best way to grow it organically.
You know what I want to do
We're
actually
all
is
about
design
organic growth.
Design their baseball hat, and we'll sell that.
We're gonna design
we
their
could totally
baseball
do
hat,
that. Design a hat logo.
I will. For the
And-
Wyoming baseball.
Yeah, because we have really good
prisoners.
embroidery on our hats. Yeah, we can do that.
That was also one of my favorite episodes we've done. So,
Oh, I love
and that was a Rob episode.
Yep.
So go ahead and listen to that.
It's no history of sound, but
But yeah, Jesse, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you,
Lovely,
guys.
As always.
Do you have anything to plug?
Flattered always. No.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. You
got
have a
Crime
show.
Corner?
Oh, on Drinking Bros Patreon, I have Crime Corner. It's a crime show a la this show where we talk a lot of shit and laugh about stuff we're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But it's Patreon,
Patreon, man.
so you can do that.
It's fucking First Amendment
That's
land
where
is
you
what it
can
is.
say the stuff that you want to say, dude.
who are you talking about right now?
We just did Dahmer.
Oh, of course.
Before
classic.
before that I did Tim Hennis. Have you heard of this guy?
I've not.
You hear about
He was
this?
the only person that was tried 3 times for his life because he was military, so they were able to try him
Over and over again.
military, then
No
regular.
double jeopardy.
Yeah, no double jeopardy involved.
Love that.
He did it. And then the other one was the Stainer brothers. Do you know those?
I don't know those either.
Stephen and Carrie Stainer.
Did they stain people with
One
blood?
was abducted at 7 years old, returned at 14, went on to live like an amazing life. The other was left behind, became the Yosemite Park killer. Was like a serial killer that killed a bunch of people. Nature, nurture, born bad. Who knows?
Who abducted him? I guess you'd have to listen to find out.
Sounds like Jesus.
This dude that was pretending to be a priest and raised him like as his kid. In the 70s, nobody asked.
That happened a lot. Yeah.
Like in the 70s, you were able to take kids and then like everyone minded their business. Like that seems weird that
Yeah.
guy has
Yeah.
that little kid
Nobody
and
asked
taking him in
questions.
school. Yeah. We like didn't really want
That's
to
his
get
business
involved.
partner.
Yeah. Didn't want to get involved. So a lot of like really great stories come out of the 70s. And then we're doing a 2-part heavy hitter with Dahmer.
Cool.
Nice.
Sick. Making fucking brain soup zombies over there. Dahmer.
Dang.
Check that out. Check her out on social media because she loves social media.
Love social media. Love connecting with you guys.
Yeah.
Engaging.
The best.
Posting. Right? All the things.
It's
on
so
You wanna
Jessie
reply to a
Wiseman.
comment.
Hey.
What's more real
3
than social
weeks
media?
later. Yeah, Jessie Wiseman on all the fucking shit. So thank you.
All right. Well, for Jessie
you guys.
Wiseman, Rob Fox, Jay Goldman, I'm Dan Jester, and you just got soft served.